What do you think about Resurgence and their journey so far in MSL?
I think there is Resurgence. All right, now looking at how they've been doing in terms of wins, they've only got 2-3 wins altogether out of the total matches, so it has been a bit of a struggle for them. So EVOS is a little bit more consistent with 3 losses early on, but more wins in total in the entire bracket.
So far, they have been able to go on a win streak, except for their very first game, and then they drew. And then now they were able to win. So, I'm predicting them to come in with a draw here. As teams begin to, understand and learn what they've been doing, I think they are able to, potentially come back into it. Because you are racing, people like, for instance, Just No Limit. Right?
Yes.
He has a few specific picks that he likes to go for, and that's the Lapu Lapu. We have seen the Bane as well on him. And if you are looking at Emperor, it is that Lancelot, it is that Gushon that he likes to be picking up.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I feel that teams are just going to adjust. There are going to, I mean, with only 2 bans on each side, right? You're going to realize that there aren't going to be much of, much of problems for either side of the teams, because when you look at it from this point of view, you're going to see that they've already adjusted. They already know that, okay, if we let Lancelot through, at least we have a secondary pick that we can actually play against the Lancelot, depending on the current situation, depending on the current composition that they could feel fits in the entire macro play micro play of the teams. However, Resurgence does have problems here. Coming in from EVOS, I believe is a little bit more consistent than Resurgence. Resurgence a little bit more messier, but scrappiness sometimes can translate into a very upsetting win for the underdogs here. So definitely the underdogs are going to be Resurgence in my opinion, and just because, I'm sticking with my caster predictions, EVOS is definitely going to win this. Come on guys, come on.
Like completely no chance at all. What is it going to take for Resurgence to get a chance at a single victory?
Well, I think Resurgence have got to really play out this ban phase and pick phase really importantly. So I do feel that Resurgence is going to be banning out the Grok. They will be banning out the Grok, and I think that's a very wise choice here, considering how much of a pain Grok was for some of the games that Resurgence played up, So like I said beforehand, it's something of interesting pickups here. I do believe that Hayabusa is going to be banned out on the second rotation here for the side of EVOS. It's all a matter of time on whether or not, it's all a matter of time to know whether or not EVOS will be able to get some of the stronger picks. Hellcut now being banned out on this rotation just signifies to me that they don't want to be allowing RSG to be taking out the Hellcut. I do think that Lancelot is going to be opened up in first pick on the rotation. So Marsha now with that Lancelot first pick. I do believe a Cho and a tank would be a good choice here. Hylos could be something of an interesting choice for the side of Resurgence, as well as Cho. If not that, they could actually pick up Gusion as well. So Cho on the first rotation. Jawhead is going to be a good choice here. What do you think about this Jawhead and Cho pickup here? I mean, it's relatively standard, but how is it going to be how does it fare in Resurgence's team in terms of stats wise when you look at the stats?
They have picked up Cho before in the games. However, they haven't necessarily won with them simply because they have been losing out games. Jawhead as well has been specifically picked out by the team. Just by Resurgence.
Just to add on a little bit, right? For Resurgence, for match number 3, games 1 and 2, Jawhead was picked up with spectacular kills and deaths here. 4-1-8 in VT's pocket, as well as game number 2, 5-1-11. So a very high kill participation and a lot of utility that he provides. Item build wise, I don't remember what the entire item build was, but he did build a little bit of damage as well as a little bit of defense there. So the Jawhead could actually play off really well for VT if he's able to get a hit in some of these exchanges here. However, he's got to be careful that Emperor and Just No Limit do not get out of hand there, because Hylos and Gusion is going to be picked up for them. We do see that Suna as well as Zen are going to be picking up.
I like the Natalia, I like the Harley.
I like it too. I mean, there's a lot of mobility that they have and a lot of burst damage that could potentially upset EVOS. But EVOS right now looking towards getting a lockdown pickup with the Saber. I think this is mainly to counter the Cho, because Cho has that knockup as well as that kickback, which I think has been done very, very well.
I do like the Saber adaptation here. Saber can go toe-to-toe with Natalia if a hit, but yes! Alice comes through for the first time.
Wow, we're gonna see a first time Alice here coming in from the side of EVOS. What do you think about this Alice pickup here?
We have not really seen Alice, however, Alice does work pretty well. Because if you do get, for instance, the boots on Alice, she can move around. Alice is known as a very versatile mage, being able to do that. And it's going to be really good coming out from this. You are being seen that the flowing blood specifically, can, push out, it throws out an orb of blood, and then you can teleport to it, so you can reposition within the fight really well.
I mean, a lot of...
But coming out from Resurgence, Akai is a good answer to this. Singapore, as a region, is known to play lots of Alice, and they know how to counter Alice.
Yeah, I mean, it's something of local knowledge coming in from the side of Singapore that Alice is one of the very popular picks in Singapore region. And I do like the fact that they do have contingencies towards the Alice. But looking at Alice as a hero coming into this matchup here, let's talk a little bit about his skills. And let's talk a little bit about how it affects the entire team, right? So Blood Essensory is going to be the passive. A minion dies, and that's going to increase the maximum health by 10 points for Alice. So in towards the mid game, late game, it's just going to be a big problem for the side of Resurgence here because of the scaling that provides. And I do like the fact that Alice actually counters Natalia pretty hard in some of these situations.
It can if they are within the same lanes, or if they're looking for a big sort of team.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
however, if their Alice is split pushing, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to be cashing out specifically. Yeah. But tell us more about Alice. How?
Well, so looking at it also, there is a big there's a big sustain mechanic that comes in with Alice here. I mean, she is a mage after all, right?
Yes.
And with the regen that she provides and the amount of displacement, excuse me, not displacement, the amount of mobility that she has with the flowing blood, you do realize that she is able to use it either as an escape mechanism or either a mechanism to try to secure kills. Blood Ore, I mean, it deals 270 damage and it immobilizes them, right? I mean, the enemies are slowed down for 2 seconds after that. You do know for a fact that that is just something of a... You just imagine it, flowing blood in, you just throw out the Blood Ore and then you throw out the Blood Ode, and it could be a big, huge problem for a lot of teams here, where especially when they want to try to engage on something and suddenly out of nowhere the mage comes, throws out these 3 skills down, and before you know it, because the minions are around, they get exploded, right? She's able to get back that health again.
Yeah, I mean, some of the people in chat here are talking about, Alice being used like Kaja to check out for Natalia. That's not exactly the same thing, because Kaja does have some, defensive tanky stats. Alice, on the other hand, if were to be walking up into the bushes and to be checking, unfortunately, she will get blown up by Natalia.
Exactly.
So not exactly the wisest choice.
So, I mean, counter pick wise, I mean, yes, there is a natural count. I mean, like, some people are saying that, oh, Natalia is, excuse me, Alice is a natural counter towards Natalia. Yes, in certain circumstances they are, but not a direct counter in certain extensions. It depends on which part, on what type of scaling they both have, which stage of the game that they're on, what type of items that they have, and whether or not the Alice has the element of surprise over the Natalia or vice versa.
Yeah, we're gonna see the proxy does go across, so EVOS will get a slight lead already to a hit. As the wave flashes to the top, Akai will be happy to be able to secure that. And we're gonna see, a fairly mundane start to the fight over here, as IS on that Alice will be wanting to collect all the additional orbs that are coming in from the waves that's there, because she definitely wants to be starting to stack up in terms of items, but in terms of as well as her passive.
Like, looking at it from this point of view here, we do see that EVOS now is going to be getting more goal in their favor here, mainly because
gimana sih kalau misalkan seorang ibu melihat anaknya aneh, dandan yang cantik gitu kan, harusnya kan dandan ganteng. Jadi pertamanya ya dimarah, layaknya seorang ibu gimana gitu. Aku nama aslinya Ahmad Zelani, dari kampung pelosok Kendari, Sulawesi Tenggara. Mimi kan artinya ibu, Peri kan artinya penolong, jadi aku adalah peri penolong. Awalnya aku tuh dari Facebook terus ada yang nge-share foto aku ke grup-grup. Contohnya Panti Jomblo, Meme Komik Indonesia, terus masuk ke liputan6.com dan terus berputar-putar sampai akhirnya ke Instagram. Di Instagram kan aku mulai dari tahun 2015, dari follower masih 2000, 3000 gitu. Mereka menyaranin kok cuma di Facebook aja, kenapa nggak nyoba di Instagram gitu. Aku dulu penjual galon, terus pernah juga kuli bangunan, jaga toko, dan jemur-jemur coklat. Mungkin itu masalah takdir aja ya. Aku ditakdirkan sebagai sosok yang sederhana, ya udah aku jalanin itu aja. Kalau untuk tampil mewah aku nggak bisa, soalnya memaksakan diri itu kan nggak enak. Yang paling berkesan itu yang pertama aku masuk kota. Aku tuh dulu nggak pernah yang namanya nginjek mall. Selama ini kan aku ke kayang-kayanganan, selalu apa-apa melewati kayangan gitu. Tidur di hotel mewah, tidur di kasur empuk kayak gitu. Tantangannya ya harus lebih kuat menanggulangi atau melawan haters itu dan omongan orang itu. Tapi buat aku itu sebagai pemacu untuk kita lebih maju lagi, lebih real lagi untuk menjadi sosok artis yang bener-bener. Aku sih pengennya jadi itu, jadi legendaris kayak Benyamin, kayak Dono, Olga.
Kamera roll, action.
Bawang merah. Iya, kak bawang putih. Panggil adekmu.
Iya kakak.
Duduk. Sini. Sudah aku bilang 1000 kali, semana saja kau.
Aku lagi jeburan kak. Maafin aku kakak.
Dengerin apa kata kakak. Kalau bisa besok muka kamu rubah. Apa aja yang udah kamu dapatkan sayang?
Banyak hal.
Iya.
Contohnya bisa memperbaiki dapur mak.
Bisa dapur apa rumah orang tua?
Dapur.
Of the amount of early jungle raids that they're putting on, we do see that there's going to be a fight here coming in. iOS in a bit of trouble here, takes down
Love the
so
fact
much
that
damage.
Zane was so aggressive on that.
Zane deservedly aggressive here. Oh, Aura was able to get out of there nicely. There goes the smoke down onto it by Suna, and the damage was pretty good onto Aura. So I do believe that they do have to respect the amount of damage that comes in over to the bot side. Oh, there's going to be a dive there. Oh, this is going to be bad from the side of iOS. iOS now gets taken down. Aura now goes for the Torn Rose, but there's going to be a double kill coming in for the side of EVOS. EVOS was able to redeem some kills there over to the top side. Rotations here coming in from the side of Resurgence to the mid side as well as the top side here. They want to get back the priority. Just no limit, showing no limits in the mid lane.
I mean, Just No Limit is really doing a good job here, but also within the first kills that happened over there, it looks like Marsha might be taken down. VT will not be able to chase him, especially not when the pathway has already been built.
I mean, Glorious Pathway has been opened up for the side of High Loss there. I mean, it's really good coming in.
Zane coming through. Unfortunately, does not have. Does have the ultimate, but will the cards be enough? It looks like it barely will not be enough. We're gonna see how here. We're going to hat away.
The auto attack right into the hat away coming in from the side of Zane. Nice little execute there coming in from the side of Resurgence to solidify it. Excuse me, to equalize the lead that is that EVOS is slowly trying to build up here. And we do see pathing starting to happen for both teams with the bot side. So there is going to be a little bit of priority being given towards the bot and mid side from both teams, and they want to be pathing towards the turtle here. I mean, if they path towards the turtle, then they will be able to get more lead. That means a bigger goal and experience lead for EVOS and helps them get their item power spike faster. Resurgence, they will be able to at least stay even in some of these matches here.
It's going to be a slight tough matchup here, as Suna will be the one that returns back to bottom here. Noticing immediately as exclamation mark throws, up, they are going to be really cautious about what's going to happen here. iOS does not want to go in here.
Nice one. There goes the Blood Oath, and there's going to be where the fight starts off, and it's going to be bad here. iOS not in a good spot here. Resurgence now turning the fight around, and it's going to be 2 kills in their favor in the pocket, and it could be a wise choice for them to go over for the turtle, and they are going to get it, and this could be a shift in balance in favor of Resurgence against EVOS.
Yeah, but at the same time, EVOS responds by taking out their turret in the top lane
so the
as
lead
well.
Has been negated already for EVOS. However, 2 kills in favor of EVOS, in favor of Resurgence, could actually help them in terms of their confidence at least.
We will have to see how it translates out, because as we talked about this in the previous game as well, you know, when you opt to go in for a objective that will respawn versus an objective that does not, like a turret, you know, which you heavily prioritize. Here we're going to see Suna does, you know, silence out just no limit, will be able to escape out of it. Here we're going to see that Zion will be able to lock down one other member.
Oh my god, just no limit, showing no limits, and it's going to be crazy amounts of damage there as they go down. There goes the charge into it, and Thorn Rose from the side of Aura will not be able to get the execute. However, the pressure is what is important over to the bot side here. They need this extra pressure, mainly because in 60 seconds, in about 65 seconds, we're going to see the turtle come back into play.
We are going to see bottom lane and top lane as well. They are, sorry, bottom lane and mid lane are going to be pushing out. Suna will come back and make sure that the mid lane does stay alive. However, barely alive as they do get the bottom lane turret. 13,000, almost 14,000 gold to about 12,000 gold right now. A 2,000 lead for EVOS, but that's primarily on just the turret gold that's there.
Yeah,
and now the mid lane gets taken down.
It's just going to be turret gold that gets taken down. So, I mean, it's still going to add towards EVOS's lead. And I feel that with more objectives that they're going to be picking up, it's just going to exacerbate their lead. We do see Marsha now going towards getting that goal over to the top side. And as you can see, right, I love EVOS's rotations here. They're showing a very good understanding of timing.
That's come true. iOS does find 4 members here. Will it be enough to survive? Suna must get out of this.
There goes the glorious pathway, and one by one, members of EVOS now are going to be going for kills on the side of Resurgence, and it seems the lead that Resurgence had seems to be slipping away from their fingers, slowly but surely.
I mean, EVOS here really being able to command themselves well. Here we're going to see that Gushion's really throwing on the blades. All 10 of them rip through Akai and bring him down. Not much can be done, just no limit now wailing onto the towers already. However, in the top lane we are going to see that VT does get a tower of his own. So, you know, trying to slow down their pace as much as possible, but you are seeing that Alice, being the huge initiation factor, is able to go in, and with the team being able to follow up, is going to be A-okay on her side.
Alright, so we do see that over to the top side we have some more action here coming in from the side of EVOS. EVOS now looking towards getting more and more positioning in their favor, but Suna now in a bout of trouble there, and killing spree going over towards the side of EVOS. Not very good coming in. Not going good too much for the side of RSG. Oh my goodness, there he goes. He has to flicker away. There goes the glorious pathway, and it's going to be wise there. I mean, glorious pathway for a flicker. Flicker definitely has a longer cooldown compared to the skill, so I mean, it's definitely worth. So the next time they're going to be diving in, there's not going to be an escape for members of RSG, especially the Jawhead.
I mean, definitely here you're going to look at, you know, as long as anybody's wasting their flicker or they're just using their flicker in an inopportune time, not in terms of kills, but defensively, they will be able to say, does not decide to go in, noticing that multiple members of the team immediately moving back. Resurgence is respecting this. They still want to be giving more gold over to the Thailand, and Thailand is still pushing up in the bottom side here, wanting to still be going on because they do see, you know, Hylos and Gushion in their mid lane. Now we're going to see that Thalia will be moving back to defend against the team because Hylos is charging down to the bottom side just to defend that tower.
I would have liked it. I would have liked it if she actually mobilized a little bit earlier, but I understand what she was trying to do. She was just opening up a little bit of priority. So with opening up priority over to the bot side, if teams ignore it for too long, then you might actually lose the lead that you have with one team fight. I mean, one team fight that might turn the outlook of the battle around could actually spell doom for you. I mean, you just ignore someone from pushing out and getting priority over to the bot side.
Yeah, Zion gets caught out.
Zion's going to get caught out, but however, it's going to be turning around. This is where Resurgence could turn around the fight. iOS now is going to be the second priority to get taken down. But the amount of damage that's coming in from the side of Resurgence is pretty high here. We don't have the full team of EVOS coming in, so this could be the way that EVOS turns it around. There goes the cards.
Harley, really nice juke.
Nicely done coming in, but oh, it's going to be bad coming in from the side of Emperor here. If he gets caught off in a bad spot, but here comes Aura, with a beautifully timed dash over the wall to try to stop him from going in. Marsha now in the middle of it. There goes Torn Rose, and that's going to be bad for the side of Harley. Oh, nice little kick.
Emperor gets caught out.
Emperor gets caught out, but it's going to be bad here. There goes Zen. Zen now in a lot of trouble, and oh, here comes the last one. There goes another Torn Rose. Will he be able to get it? Oh, another one, a double kill going over. There goes Glorious Pathway. There goes the ejector. The amount of damage is coming in onto Aura. Aura dodges it beautifully with the Torn Rose as he gets away.
And with that, EVOS takes a nice victory over the team fight there. Currently 12-9 with a 7,000 goal lead. As much as Resurgence has been taking the fights, you know, in the best way they possibly can, the amount of focus coming from the side of EVOS is just helping them, eke away smaller victories each and every time they go in for these engages and fights.
It seems to be that judging from how Resurgence is playing, they are playing more adaptively rather than proactively. I feel that is good for certain situations. However, when they got the lead, they had to play a little bit more proactively and start the cadence to catch off members of EVOS if they wanted to basically wanted to get back that lead. So proactive gameplay is definitely something that we appreciate here coming into towards week 2 of MSL. But like I said beforehand, Resurgence now struggling to stay into competition against EVOS. What do you think Resurgence needs to do to stay to steal away this lead from EVOS?
I mean, just so far what they're doing is pretty good, because what they're doing is what's exactly happening here. They're pushing out the side waves, noticing that EVOS here aren't strangling them with all 3 waves specifically pushing out. And with this, they're just buying themselves some time. Now we're going to see that Lord does get started up by EVOS side here. They do know about this because they can hear it. However, it seems like this is more of a bait than anything else. They do want to catch members out.
Alright,
Marsha's already in their face.
Marsha in a bit of trouble here, managed to get away. Oh, but in the meantime as well, we do see members of Resurgence now going to go towards a pathing that's going to go for it. Oh my goodness, we do see Jawhead over the top side there, trying to push it off. At the meantime as well, Suna now doing as much damage as they can. The Glorious Pathway has been opened up and is going to be stunned and killed coming in for the side of Resurgence, for the side of EVOS, as they walk over the bodies of Resurgence away easily.
I mean, here you're going to see that VT still didn't manage to get a top turret. So it's still really working onto their favor. Here we're going to see that the charge, it will not quite be enough, as they will be able to flicker away. But all this extended team fight
triple sweep
is really helping.
Wadap, wadap, wadap. Selamat datang di
Resurgence delayed the game.
Aura with a sliver of health managing to get away.
Will this be the Hero Panda? No, it is not.
No, he spins to wins and it won't be enough. Marsha definitely behind and a little bit of a waste there in terms of the Glorious Pathway, but considering how low the cooldown is, I could see how you need that extra assist on your KDA coming in from the side of EVOS there.
I mean, so far Resurgence is definitely playing the very best that they can, which is that, to push out both lanes. As then now with Lord, they need to change a little bit of their play style, because they need to be able to team fight and potentially come in for a good flank.
Yeah, so we do see that there is going to be a lot of pressure that's being built up here for the side of EVOS, and we do see that Resurgence is having a huge problem here, starting to get that cadence in their favor. But looking at how the conductors of this musical is going to be EVOS,
Suna gets caught.
They can only dance towards the amount of pressure that's coming in from the side of EVOS here. They already have a numbers deficit in their. They already have a numbers deficit to work with here coming in from the side of EVOS. So this is going to be bad here coming in. Oh, this is going to be good. Resurgence now in a lot of trouble. They do manage to get him back, but they are going to go forward. They are going to fall back into it as members of EVOS now pushing towards it. And this is going to be game number 1 for the side of EVOS. Resurgence looking to upset them in game number 2.
I mean, I think they definitely are able to. We saw, quite a good team fight going back and forth. I think the Alice pick was such a off pick for them, and they didn't know how to react to it specifically. That's still a 1, 5, and 8 Alice. They tried to focus it a lot down. However, they allowed the Saber, they allowed Aura on Lancelot to take such huge commanding leads.
I mean, they did allow it, but like I said beforehand, you've got to understand that these teams coming in from the side of EVOS and Resurgence, right? There was a little bit of back and forth only towards the early stages of the game, right? So when we transitioned to mid stage, right, we did see that EVOS was able to adjust, was able to adapt, was able to.
That's when it's
basically, yeah. I mean, basically, they just knew that, okay, guys, let EVOS just smack us for a while early on, right? We'll smack them back harder as soon as we get our spikes. As soon as they spiked up in terms of power, you knew for a fact that EVOS was going to win all the way.
Yes, so we saw that, EVOS did manage to take the first game away. Now, I think that Resurgence can adapt to this in the second game if they are able to be a little bit smarter within their picks and ban phases. That's there. Yes, the Alice was a good pocket pick that has come out. iOS has played Alice before, and there was a lot of counters to Natalia specifically. So I wonder if Natalia is being removed away. What sort of different addition could we see coming up from the sides of Resurgence?
I mean, we did see coming in for the side of Resurgence going up against EVOS. There was a little bit of calculation coming in terms of the picks and bans. I did like the fact that the Alice was picked up on the last rotation.
That's what you want your last pick to be, right? Something game-changing.
Something game-changing. And I feel that Resurgence needs to start to emulate a little bit of that coming into this game. So they need to either change the game up slightly in terms of how they're going to approach things, in terms of the composition, or just mainly pick something really off of left field and hope that it works out. I
think it may potentially work out for both teams. I mean, this, I would say, was quite a competitive match. You saw that teams were pushing back and forth.
It very much was.
So I want to see what happens in game 2. Can we see Resurgence fight back and also claim a victory point against EVOS, or will EVOS further evolve and adapt and be able to eke out a clean sweep?
Well, it really depends on what the teams are going to be doing. And like I said beforehand, it's all about how they execute. It's all about how you execute. You want to talk about plan. Why?
Oh, we're going to see that Martis is actually left open here because Hylos gets banned.
What?
Hylos is banned. Hayabusa is not banned. This changing things up. Will Resurgence take it? Resurgence wants Hayabusa.
This is a little bit weird coming in from EVOS. Any idea?
Because they want Martis.
I mean, they want Martis, yeah, but you leave out the Hayabusa. Could it be one of those
maybe
baits coming in?
They're just happy to go up against Hayabusa and they know how to counter him. That could be very much it.
Maybe that could be a situation there. I mean, it could be one of those very isolated incidences where you guys are like, oh yeah, I can drop these guys down here depending on how I perform in this matchup here. Considering how Hayabusa is just such a pain to deal with in terms of whether or not he gets a hit and whether or not he's able to basically split push and farm up accordingly. So we do see that EVOS does practice a little bit of that. They are able to shift a little bit of the resources around to make sure that some of their carries are able to get more and more resources. However, can Resurgence do the same thing with a Hayabusa on the team though?
Well, we'll have to find out, because right now we're going to see that Harley is the opposite pick for the side of EVOS.
Oh, alright. So what do you think about this Harley pick here coming in from the side of EVOS?
I do like the Harley pick still. At this point, it would be a good adaptation for Resurgence if they go in for a Lolita.
I see. So I do feel that coming in here, the Jawhead is going to be very interesting because we do have lockdown with the Unstoppable Force and also with the Way of the Dragon, as well as the third charge of that freaking Jeet Kune Do skill, which I feel is one of the most annoying things to hit. Once it hits more than 2 members of the team, you know for a fact that it's about to go down.
Yeah, I'm here. We're going to see that Alpha does get picked up and Natalia on the last pick here. EVOS really knowing how to draft and potentially outdraft Resurgence. Both have really strong picks here, but if you are looking at specifically just No Limit, he has been very known for coming up with, for instance, Martis Play specifically, but then again, so has many of the other members.
Alright, so I do have to see that coming in here, rounding off the composition for both of them, we do see Hayabusa with the Kagura as well as the Jawhead, the Alpha, and the Cho. So I do feel that this is going to be a very, very interesting set of games. Excuse me, this is going to be a very interesting game. And going to be really interesting to see how the mechanics are going to play through for the side of our Resurgence. For the side of EVOS, however, it's going to be the Martis Akai Gusion as well as the Harley and Natalia there. So that's going to be very, very interesting. They have a lot of damage with the Martis, with the Harley, with the Gusion, with the Natalia, but only 1 tank in Akai. So Akai isn't exactly like going to be full on tank though. He might actually go a little bit of damage
Neither
as well.
will Jawhead nor Alpha as well. So it really is going to come down to who is able to get a little bit further ahead. This time around, Just No Limit already showing herself there. Still invisible, running around. The exclamation marks will come through for the rest of the teams. And, they're just going to signal that to be a little bit further cautious. Here we're going to see Martis and Hayabusa will be facing each other up in a jungle there.
Uh-oh.
It is Martis, got steal it away. Marsha gets it.
Wow, Marsha with some really nice steals here. Over to the bottom, Just No Limit, trying to get as much pokes as he can. But he will be the one that has the shortcoming here. But Zayn now, oh, they got to be careful that they don't get hit down. Emperor in a bit of trouble
Head
here.
forward!
Oh, that beautiful head forward coming in from the side of Emperor to get that taken down. Just No Limit now turning around. There goes the smoke screen. Will it be enough though? The damage is pretty good. The kickback coming in from the side of Jawhead there over to the bot side from Resurgence will be able to stop them from pushing out too hard. We do see now members of EVOS now looking towards getting it. BT in a bunch of trouble here. Marsha now goes for it and gets it down. It's going to be nicely done. But Emperor now in a bit of trouble here as Suna
coming in from the back. It's going to be Just No Limit.
Oh, Just No Limit now coming in with the flank. But oh no, here comes the Hayabusa as well. So they've got to be careful and back away. There goes the Umbrella over to the top side. This is going to be bad here for the side of Just No Limit. Just No Limit taking too much damage. Luckily enough, avoiding it just by a pixel. If it was just close enough, it would have been bad here. There goes the Ashura's Teeth. Right there from the side of Marsha, not being able to hit, not being able to land. Over to the bot side though, we see Zion now with the third charge Jeet Kundo. Will he be able to do it? He doesn't have his ultimate yet, so he's got to be careful here. Zayn taking a lot of damage, as well as Marsha now moving forward, trying to get as much damage out as he can. What do you think about this very action-packed first 2 minutes of the game, Pseudo?
I mean, both the teams here definitely need to be getting the early lead, which is why, they are still using their advantage, because the kills aren't too far away, but they still want to be competitive. So the more they clash with each other, the more the chances are of, building that lead or potentially, destroying the enemy's lead. Here, Marsha really good engage.
Here we go. Marsha now popping it off, and that's going to be the first kill. The second kill in favor of Resurgence, excuse me, in favor of EVOS. EVOS now with 2 kills in that pocket. Nicely done with a goal lead of 1,200.
I mean, they do have a nice clean goal lead. Here we're going to see, once again, Spinner does get taken away, this time by Aura.
Aura now is going to be able to take away that Spinner, giving him a little bit more damage as well as cooldown reduction. So we do see that Zion now will be pushing it out. Will be trying to get a little bit more priority towards that mid lane. We do see Turtle now being pathed over by the side of Resurgence, so there's going to be a big explosive fight that's going to take place at the Turtle Pit here as teams are moving towards it.
Right, Turtle will be the next point of focus. However, in the bot lane, we still are seeing that, Alpha is, wanting to reach the later stages of the game. Completely understandable. Will it be enough? Will Resurgence be able to get it?
Oh,
Marcus now will be coming in.
Oh, there they go. A little bit of a dance here. VT now goes with the smart missiles. Oh, very good stuff here. The team of Jura. But it's going to be a steal coming in from the side of EVOS. EVOS with the beautiful steal. And it's going to be Aura that gets it. And nicely done here, as members of Resurgence are going to be backing away. And they are going to be just saying, oh, okay, better let them steal it. Better to be alive and let them steal it than dead and let them steal it.
Exactly, they are cutting their losses there. However, in the top lane, you're going to see the 3 members already wailing onto the tower. The tower stands absolutely no chance, as it looks like Resurgence will be the ones that will be choked out in this game. So far, we're going to see the aggression being heavily strewn across the map here.
Oh, nicely done coming in. Oh, there it goes. Resurgence now looking towards getting it done, and it's going to be the kill that goes over to the Kagura for the side of Resurgence. EVOS now looking towards getting it. Will they be able to get it? Just No Limit goes slow, goes to show no limit, and it's going to be a mega kill. That's going to be Emperor that gets the kill limit, that gets the kill. But oh, Zion now gets hit. They got to be careful on how it does. The card flips are going to be good for the side of EVOS. Resurgence now has to go in the back foot. Top lane in a lot of pressure here, as well as mid lane from the side of EVOS. We do see now EVOS putting up the pressure. Just No Limit setting up a short little dive here coming in. Zion in a lot of trouble. He gets silenced, and it's going to be EVOS that gets the kill. Just No Limits with the kill credits.
Here we are going to see, EVOS really, try to, accelerate the pace of the game.
Oh my god, iOS now gets hit in the middle of it, but luckily enough, he does be able to spin to win. Lamau not too close, excuse me. the members of EVOS are not close enough to actually go for it, and it's going to be unstoppable force to get it. Aura now not
Marsha gets thrown back.
Marsha gets thrown back, has to flicker away. That's going to be bad for him. Doesn't have a escape mechanism to use for the next few fights.
It is going to be, it's actually really good by Resurgence here, still fighting back. Unfortunately, they have multiple members that are being, caught off guard. If they are able to, to keep up, playing a lot more, clean, robust fights and being able to take advantage of the mistakes of EVOS, they definitely can swing back into this. It is still a 5,000 goal lead. But fighting back still, it looks like there's going to be another fight here in the bottom lane. Marsha does get thrown back.
Alright, this is going to be bad here. This is going to be a big dive coming in from the side of Resurgence. Could they be able to turn it around? But it's not going to be enough. EVOS now looking towards getting away. And this is where the fight turns around. Look at the amount of damage that's being done onto Zen. Aura now looking towards getting it. Marsha leading the charge. He will be able to get it. Oh, Suna, you're in big trouble. There goes Ashura's teeth. And it's going to be a kill there onto Marsha. They should not have let Marsha get Martis.
Well, I mean, for the fact that Marsha, was the one that was tossed back into here, we're going to see that Harley as well does go down. Marsha was tossed back. Unfortunately, he turned it around simply because he was able to, go through his attack animations and be able to move additionally out of it while pushing back the other enemies. Here we're going to see EVOS in a larger commanding position, 7,000 ahead. It looks like my predictions were wrong on this one. EVOS looking absolutely beautiful and flawless within this game.
It has been looked beautiful. It has been looking very flawless here. 12 kills in favor of EVOS now. This is the last game, and it seems that EVOS looks towards telling members of RSG, look guys, you guys got no chance, and it's going to be a good stun there with the Ashura's teeth. Coming in from the side of Martis here, from the side of EVOS. EVOS pushing it out. Resurgence now has to come back into this. They have to defend. They have to get as much objectives as they can before EVOS tries to close it down. Lord is going to be available for them, so that's going to be something of a priority for EVOS to go for. RSG, they have to play their cards right coming into it.
They definitely need to have their cards played absolutely right here. Any mistake can still be punished from the side of Resurgence. However, EVOS does have a couple of Gambit aces up their side here. Lord is already up and available here. Berserker's Fury already on Natalia. That's additional damage. And we also see the concentrated energy as well on Gushin, which means they are happy to take extended fights right now. They
have the resources to to pull it off. I mean, with the crit damage that Natalia does, as well as Martis doing crazy amounts of damage, you do know that it's going to be explosions here coming in. Oh, there he goes. Zion now in a bit of trouble here. Gets silenced and immediately gets blown up. This is why this triple assassin with one mage and one tank meta is really good, working out for the side of EVOS here. And we do see, look at the amount of damage that's coming out here. There is no counterplay for the amount of damage that's coming in from the side of EVOS. They will be able to take that Lord, and this is going to be the beginning of the end. The cascade of the Lord will start very soon for the side of EVOS and Resurgence. Nothing to do but defend.
They definitely have to be defending here. Hayabusa has already pushed out one of the tier 1 towers in the top lane for them. So, they will be able to get some additional gold to help them perhaps in their last bit of final defense. However, coming through, they still are not being able to, really exact out any sort of, trap, any sort of catch. And here we're going to see EVOS do the smart thing. Wait out within the lane there. We know that Resurgence will be looking out to push out the lanes. Wait for them. Play smart, don't overextend.
Now, as you can see over the top side, we do see the Martis on the side of EVOS now. It's going to be pushing out the top lane, mainly because that they want to open up that top lane for another plot of concern for Resurgence. I mean, you've got the team pushing into the mid side, you've got the team pushing over the
Zane
top
gets
side.
caught.
Zane gets caught, gets spinned on, and the monster kill going over towards Harley on the side of EVOS here. Numbers are not in their favor. As I've said beforehand, the cascade of pressure that's starting for the side of EVOS here is going to pay off dividends for them, as Lord is going to be knocking on the door of the top side, as well as the pressure that's going to be built up on the mid side here. It doesn't look good for the side of Resurgence. They have to flicker away with some of these exchanges here. BT in a bit of trouble here. Has to be careful that he does not overextend and get caught up for too long. Ejector onto the Martis. He was able to get away. Marsha now trying his best to do as much damage as he can. BT will be, oh, look at that, the amount of spin coming in from the side of iOS, trying to get as much damage as he can. Oh, Emperor now gets taken down. There's going to be another kill. Will it be another kill coming in for the Hayabusa? No, it will not. Just no limit. Shows that he has no limit. He has some limits here. Zion now taking a lot of damage. Will they be able to pull it off here? Coming in, it has to be EVOS that aims towards the neck, aims towards the core, and it's going to be another clean game coming in from the side of EVOS. Only one draw today. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, Pseudo.
I mean, definitely here it was a really good showing for both teams. However, the better team won, which was EVOS. Huge props coming in for iOS on Akai. Not only was he the playmaker in Game 1 on the Alice, he also was a playmaker in Game 2 on the side with Akai there. What a strong player coming through on the side of Resurgence. As much as he